Hello, my name is Will Steck.
And my name is Emily Jacobs, and I'm running for re-election to the Winfield Village Board.
Can you tell me a little bit about why you love your town and why you want to run for village trustee in Winfield?
Yes, that's a great question. So I actually was born and raised in Winfield. I was born at Central DuPage, right down the street from where I live now. I did go away to college, but I chose to come back by my house because I love the small-knit community. I love kind of our local restaurants that I've been going to my whole life. I love the Prairie Path. I just love the setting and the people in our town. It's a great size for me. So that's why I'm excited to not necessarily be back only, but to also get more involved in the community.
Awesome. What qualifications or experiences have you had? Like, have you had anything that's happened to you in the past that has led you to run for village trustee in Winfield?
Yeah, that's a great question. So actually, the original reason why I wanted to run for village trustee was because two things. One is I was actually sitting in the audience of a village meeting, and I was so passionate about wanting to get up and talk because what I was hearing from the elected officials was not something that I thought was okay, and it really bothered me that I couldn't help make that change. I don't like to be the person who's just sitting unhappy complaining. So therefore, I had to run for village trustee. The other reason I really wanted to run initially was because our board was really not representative. It was not diverse. We did not have a female. We did not have anybody from my generation. We didn't have anybody that was born in Winfield that has lived here as long as I had. So I really wanted to bring some different perspective, and that is kind of the initial reason that brought me to run. Some more, but I can wait.
So you talked a little about how there was no female on your board, correct?
Correct. There is now, but not then.
There is now, right?
Yeah.
But so that kind of leads me to my next question. What's the biggest challenge you believe you have faced and your community of Winfield has faced or is facing currently?
Okay, so I think for me, the biggest challenge was probably the fact that I come from a background of education. I teach high school. I teach high school social studies. So for me, that was one reason I wanted to be involved. But that is a very different setting in terms of it is much more open-minded, much more collaborative than what I have found the government setting to be. And so I think for me, that was the biggest challenge, was to be working with people who didn't necessarily want to improve or change things as much as I wanted to see it change. So that was definitely a challenge. I feel like we've been working through it, but that's an important note. I think for our community, one of the biggest challenges that we face is to find development. We have been moving in that direction, but we face some really huge challenges in terms of legal matters and community perception that we need to address so that we can get more people on board to move forward. And we need that development so that we can have better funds to do more in our town without raising people's taxes.
Okay. So you did just list a couple of challenges that the town of Winfield is facing, which again leads me to my next question. What are your top 2 or 3 priorities if you're elected or re-elected? To village trustee?
Okay, so number 1 would be something that I actually think that we've worked on quite a bit, which is communication. I do think it's improved. When I started on the board, we were mostly doing written communication every other month or so, and it wasn't, in my opinion, super relevant or modern. So we have gotten better about doing more things forward-facing to the community through social media. It has become a little bit more interactive, so to me that is definitely a priority, because I believe that most people in our community are not finding out their information from the mailer that comes twice in a year. So that's important to me. And then the second one is the development that we were talking about earlier. Obviously, we need to see that, not just for the funds that we talked about, but because our community wants to see a vibrant downtown. We want to have stuff we can go to. We want to have stuff we can enjoy. We can walk there. We can see our neighbors. All of that comes from things being developed. So I'm excited to try to work towards that.
And just a question going off of what you had just said. You mentioned how you would like a vibrant downtown.
Yes.
Do you think that there are ways that you can improve your downtown, or do you think there are ways that do you already think it's as good as it can be? Do you think that there are ways you can improve it?
Yes, so our downtown has been through quite a bit, especially in my lifetime. We used to have way more, and then in recent years, it really has gone downhill in the terms of what we have down there. We do have thriving businesses. We have a good antique district. We have several restaurants, but there's way more that we could offer. We always get the same requests from our neighbors about what they want to see: coffee shop, ice cream, restaurants we can walk to, places we can get to go from. So. To me, those are the spaces that bring community together. So yeah, we do need more of that in our downtown. It's not that we don't have anything, but we definitely have room and availability and the desire to have a lot more.
Cool. And is there anything else you'd like the voters or viewers to know?
Well, I think being that I'm running for re-election and being that the people that I'm running with, we're not running against anybody. But to me, it is important that we still have voters come out and represent, because I do take it as an affirmative vote that we're moving in the right direction. So I do just hope that everybody gets out and still tries to support the candidates of their choice, whether they're running opposed or not.
Cool. I'm Will Steck. This is Emily Jacobs. She's running for re-election for Winfield Village Trustee. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Will.